I gotta turn this on. All right, you guys good? Okay. Now, this is a review. I'm going to do half of it on this video, and then you guys finish it in class. Note that your test next week, 30% of that is in English, where you have to tell me how to do it, okay? So let's go over some words. I gave you a word bank. Some of you may want to write this down, okay? All right, the word substitute, that means you replace. Another word for that is replace. Bring down. You have to be able to tell me those things. Add, that's sumas, right? That's like adding, okay? Another word for that is plus. Subtract is minus, menos. Multiply. Some of you may see a dot like that. Some of you will see parentheses. That means you multiply. That means you multiply. Divide is usually a line, a really long line, and sometimes you may see a dot like that for divide. Okay. A fraction is a division. Equals. There's a symbol for your equals. Okay. Combine like terms. Basically, you are adding things that are alike. Parentheses, you guys know parentheses. Sometimes you'll say open parentheses, close parentheses, okay? So those are parentheses. That's another word you may hear is the word grouping, so you want to do that first. And then absolute value. The symbol for absolute value is two lines like that. And absolute value means it is always a positive number. No matter if it's negative, it comes out a positive number. That's absolute value. All right. So make sure you know those English words, okay? And the order of operation we do is the word GEMA. Remember GEMA? Some of you may hear it as PEMDAS, but we do GEMA. GEMA, G stands for grouping, so everything in parentheses first. Exponent is EXP, whatever your exponent. And here is multiply, divide, and then you add and subtract. And that is the order, paso. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, okay? Pasos. Those steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. All right. So you all good so far? Okay. We are going to do the evens together on this side, number 2, 4, 6. So we're going to do evens. Numbers that are even is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Those are called even numbers, okay? On the other side, the back page, we're going to do the odds. Numbers that are odds is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Those are called odd numbers, in case you never heard of them. So those are odd numbers. 1, 3, 5, 7. Even is 2, 4, 6. Okay? All right. So on the front page, you guys ready? We're going to do the evens. What numbers are evens? 2, 4, 6. Huh? The pair numbers. Yes, pair numbers. Those are called evens. Very good. All right. Everyone ready? Let's look at number 2. Okay. Instruction says to evaluate each using the following values. So wherever you see H, you're going to plug in -1. Wherever you see J, you're going to plug in -3, right? Okay. We're going to evaluate. Wherever you see H, you're going to plug in -1. Wherever you see J, you're going to plug in -3. Yeah. No. I'm only doing evens on this one. So you're going to substitute. Step number 1, you're going to substitute. So you see -3. So you write -3 minus parentheses. What number is J? -3 minus, what number is h? -1. Did you guys see that? Plus j, what number is j? -3. Okay? Step 2, you're going to rewrite everything first. Anytime you see two negatives, that becomes a positive. Anytime you see opposite next to each other, that becomes a negative, just like that. So I'm going to bring down, okay? So bring down -3 minus, bring down -3. What's a negative? Negative become a positive. What's a positive and a negative becomes a negative, just like that. All right, you guys remember GEMA? So we do the grouping first, right? You see the groupings right there? Here's your grouping. Is there any multiplication you need to do inside the grouping? You see any multiplication? No. So all you're going to do is what? Add and subtract. Okay? So we're going to add and subtract. Add, subtract is, so we're going to do this one first. So bring down -3 minus. What is -3 plus 1? -2. What is -2 minus 3? -5. Very good. Just like that. Okay? Now you see how these two are together? A negative and a negative becomes a positive. So now we are going to add. So -3 plus 5, right? What is -3 plus 5? 2. And there's your answer. You may use the word simplify. Simplify means to make smaller. Like to make it smaller, easier to read. Okay, so you can use the word simplify. Or you can say equals to. Oops, sorry. All right. Any questions about number 2? All right, let's go to number 4. Okay, everyone ready for number 4? When you have an x, you're going to substitute 4. Where you have a y, you're going to substitute number 2, right? So step 1, we're going to substitute. Y is 2. Okay. Do you see how those two are next to each other? That means you multiply. What is x? 4 plus y. Oop, not y. What number should that be? 2 plus 4. Okay, so you substitute first. All right. You guys remember GEMA? Do you have grouping? You see any parentheses? Do you have exponent? Do you have multiply? All right, so you're going to multiply first. What is 2 times 4? 8. And then you bring down 2, bring down 4. So you multiply. Okay? Yes. Then the next step, all you have left is to add, right? What is 8 plus 2 plus 4? 14. And there you have your solution, just like that one. Good job. But you remember the order? You got to remember the order, okay? Any questions about that one? All right, we're going to go to number 5 because it has an absolute value. Okay, so we're going to go do number 5 instead of number 4. You guys good with that? All right, so let's go to number 5. Absolute value. X is going to be 1, y is going to be a -1. Step number 1, we substitute, right? We replace. Draw your absolute value symbol. Oops, sorry. What is my y? -1. There's your absolute value symbol. Y is -1 minus x is 1 minus x is 1, and then there's your absolute value. Okay. Y is -1. Absolute value. I added those lines. I made it absolute value. You think of it like a parentheses, but you have to simplify it first. You think of it like a parentheses though. Okay, so guess what you do first? You do these guys first, right? Because that's our grouping. So here we go. -1, draw your line. What is -1 minus 1 minus 1? 3, -3. See that right there? Okay. Think of it like a parentheses. You are correct about that. But you have to finish this first. What is absolute value of -3? It is a positive 3. It is always a positive number. Okay? Bring down your -1. So you take an absolute value right here. You subtract right here. Or add. Negatives. Your choice. Now, do you see how they're next to each other like that? That's a multiplication. So what is -1 times 3? -3. Very good. They're opposite signs. And there you have your solution. You can say equal or you can say simplify.
I thought you was going to make the multiplication right there with the absolute value.
This here makes it a positive number. Whatever is inside it, if it's positive, it stays positive. If it's negative, it stays positive.
Did you bring down the same answer?
Uh-huh. Whatever it is, you make it positive.
Right.
Okay. That's all absolute value is. The reason you have absolute value is when you are measuring distance, like, hey, how far are you from me? Right? From me to you, I would say we're 8 feet. Sounds about right? 12. Okay, 12 feet. But you don't say from you to me, it's -12. It's still 12 feet. See the difference? So from me to you, it's 12 feet. From you to me, it's still 12 feet. You don't say me to you is -12 and you to me is +12. And that's why you have to have absolute value. Okay. Like you go from here to Walmart, it takes you 10 minutes. From Walmart to here does not take you -10 minutes. It's still +10 minutes. That's why. Okay? That's why you have to have absolute value. All right, any questions? Okay, let's go to the back. Let's do the other one that has an absolute value. Let's go to number 8. Now notice there's no substitute here. All this is math, right? Okay. Step number 1. Remember GEMA? Think of your absolute value like a grouping. So you're going to do this one first. Okay? So absolute value. What's a negative? And a negative become a positive. So what is -6 plus 1? -5. Very good. Square. The English word for that is a square, in case you forgot. Squared. Minus parentheses -3 parentheses -3. Okay? Do the absolute value first. Think of that as parentheses. What's an absolute value of -5? It's always what number? Not yet. Don't square it yet. What's the absolute value of -5? Positive 5. Square minus parentheses -3 minus parentheses -3. Okay? Make sure you make it positive. Now, exponent comes before multiply, right? So you do that first. What is 5 square? 25 minus -3 times -3. Okay? So you did the exponent here. You did the absolute value here. Okay? So which one do we do first? Do we subtract first or we multiply first? You multiply first. Very good. What is -3 times -3? 9, positive 9. So you're going to bring down that 9, make it positive. Bring down the negative in front of it, and bring down your 25. Do you see how I didn't get rid of that negative right here? That's a minus, okay? Now what do you have? 25 minus 9. What is 25 minus 9? No. 16. Very good. Good job. Good math brain. You have $25, you took away 9, I have $16 left. Think of money. It always helps with positives and negatives. Okay. Any questions about that? All right, let's go to number 10, okay? Anytime you guys see division, that's a division. That means to divide. You see how these are together? Think of it like a parentheses around each other, okay? That's how you can do it. Think of it like a parentheses. But what do we do first according to GEMA? What do we do first? Do we divide first or we do the exponent first? Remember GEMA?
Divide.
Does divide come before exponent?
No.
No. So guess what we do first? Parentheses. We can do that parentheses first, right? What is 3 minus 4? 1. Alrighty. So you have positive 6 over 1, and then you have negative 2 over 3. Okay, to the third. Cube. That's a cube. That means cube. Now what do we do next?
It's -1.
Oh, it's negative 1? My fault. Sorry, you are right. Okay, now what do we do next? You are right. Do we divide first or we do exponent first? Exponent. What is negative 2 to the third?
Cube. Huh? What?
What's negative 2 cubed? That is not 6. What is it? That's negative 2 times negative 2, which is positive 4. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Very good. And then you bring down your 6 divided by negative 1. Okay? All right. Do you add first or you divide first? Divide. So what is 6 divided by negative 1? Negative 6. See how I just wrote that? Bring down your negative 8. Okay? There's actually a plus here, right? But we're going to ignore that plus. Let me rewrite this. See that? There's actually a plus here. So that's the same as negative 6, negative 8 minus 6. What is negative 8 minus 6? What is it? Negative 14. Very good. Okay? So you did exponent, you did grouping, you divide, and then you add and subtract. And that equals. Okay? Good job. Any questions so far? Pretty good? See the order every single time? Okay, let's go to number 12. All right, what do we do first in number 12? You have negative 2 minus parentheses, 2 plus 3 minus negative 18 divided by 3 in parentheses. So what do we do first in number 12? The parentheses, so everything inside the parentheses, right? What is inside the parentheses that you need to do first? You divide. Very good. So we're going to divide first, right? Let me ask you something here. Can I go ahead and change that one to a plus? Yeah, I can change that to a plus anytime they're next to each other, right? Okay, what is 18 divided by 3? 6. Bring down your plus, bring down your 3, bring down your 2, put parentheses around it, bring everything else down. Okay, so you divide first, and then you bring down everything else. We still got parentheses, right? What do we need to do inside the parentheses? Add. Very good. So what is 2 plus 3 plus 9? Oh, sorry. 2 plus 3 plus 6. 11. So I got parentheses. Bring down your minus, bring down your 2, bring down your minus. Okay? So you add parentheses. Add your grouping. Do I multiply?
You got parentheses?
I got parentheses, but do I have something in front of it?
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't multiply. What do I do there? Subtract. So this is the same as negative 2 minus 11, right? What is negative 2 minus 11? You can subtract or you can say add negative numbers. Nope, it's not negative 9.
So, 13.
Negative 13. Very good. Okay? And that's your final answer. Now, let me tell you what a lot of students miss up. You see this minus right here? Yeah, and the parentheses. If it was written like this, negative 2 parentheses, negative 11, do you guys see what that parentheses is?
That becomes multiply.
That's actually multiply. See the difference in that one? This one is multiply, but this one is not multiply, okay? So make sure you know the difference. Because why? Because of this one little symbol and where that parenthesis is makes a difference. All right. You guys have any questions? All right, I'm going to post the answers to the odd solutions, and then I want you guys just to work on it, and I'm going to come by and just make sure you know how to do it, okay? Make sure you turn in your other stuff. Okay. Have a great day. I hope